Hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Quasimorph. This is the game that we're having a look at. It's actually coming out into early access, what's this, the 3rd of October, so we've probably got a week lead on it at the moment. There may even be a preview build or a demo build up, which I'm actually looking now. Yeah, it looks like there is a demo build that you can check out yourself. I had a look at this a couple of times over the course of its life. It actually started out as a different game, and it's pivoted. So they've removed the old game in the preview builds, and they've put this back up with new things added in. Most notably, I believe there's a Tarkov extraction component to it. Now, look, perhaps you could see that as a little bit weird, a bit sneaky, you know, sort of jumping ship a little bit. But I would also like to remind people that one of the biggest games of all time, Fortnite, did exactly that. They pulled the old game, basically, which was like tower defense, and then they turned it into a battle royale. So I'm not necessarily condemning it, but maybe you're looking at this and you're like, oh, I know this game, but I don't recognize it in this version. Well, that's because that's what happened. They pulled it and they put it back up and they're changing it into something else. Let's go. You'll lose your progress. I don't care. That's fine. Let's have a look at it.
The history of humanity is written in tears.
I think it must have been loading my demo account.
Liars.
I don't even know if I put that video up.
Idealists. They all tried to bring happiness on the edge of a sword.
Oh, yeah. All right. This shit
We
again.
waited for liberation from the shackles of fate.
Oh, bro,
And we're ready to go through the last judgment for it.
that looks like my suburb.
Not for the glorious death for the eternal kingdom, love, or the Lord, but for a way to step off the path of suffering.
Right. Okay.
But when the apocalypse came, we shrugged our shoulders and started profiting from it as usual.
My man. Good. That's what you should do.
The creatures lurking in the depths of space didn't seem
This is
scarier than
wait, hang on.
the
This is
world.
just a hard rip-off of Event Horizon.
With the hope that the darkest hour
They even had
comes
the.
before dawn.
Well, maybe it's homage, Scarlet.
Survive until
I don't
the
know.
first rays of
When
the
it's
sun.
shot for shot of a pre-existing cult sci-fi movie, I don't know if that's homage, but anyway, let's see. You be the judge. Morning boss are able to escape unnoticed after what happened on Venus. Oh, Venus, I remember Venus. What happened there again? Now we are hovering in high Earth. Oh my god. Don't do this, devs. I'm not trying to bash the game, but it has kind of red flagged a bit. This wall of text shit at the beginning, don't do it. Don't do it. Players don't like it. I want to read it, but this is ridiculous. There you go. You can pause and read yourself if you want. Now I've got a car that looks almost identical to the Sulaco. Oh, come on, come on. Again, everyone's tolerance for homage is going to be different. But we're 3 minutes into the video, and it's a bit much, isn't it? Anyway, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. What is this? ×1? Okay, right. I've got speed. What is this? Pine Gap Training Center. Pine Gap? Is that the name of the place? That even sounds familiar. So I don't want to jump to conclusions. What's going on here? Training mission is recommended to restore skills of soldiers who have spent more than 6 months in dire pause or after serious injuries. Okay, sure, that'll do. Let's get bloody Percy Fawcett. Let's get him in. What is going on here? Select class? Scouts of Hades or Eclipse Blades. It's all very edgy, isn't it? Select equipment. Here we go. Stationary turret. Okay, right. So we're definitely leaning into the Aliens inspiration, which is kind of cool, I guess. Pistol. Yeah. Well, hang on. What ammo? Do they use the same ammo? They do. I'll just take the pistol for now. See now, I actually played a lot of the previous version of Quasimorph, so I'm a little bit miffed that they did this, because I don't want to say I hate or dislike Tarkov. I like Tarkov's action. I really dislike the management of your inventory in Tarkov. It's terrible. It's like working a bad job. You spend 50% of your time fucking around in a really poorly optimized inventory, and the devs just keep adding more and more crap to it and telling you that that's value. I just find it unpleasant. And so even this picking loadouts and all that, can I double click? Can I control click? I can control click. That's something. This is not something that was originally in Quasimorph, what you would do is you just go in and roguelike, right? You'd pick up crap and you'd optimize your inventory as you sort of dungeon crawl, which I thought was good enough for me. Do we want food or anything? No, whatever. We'll just go like this. What's this? Okay, so this is my cargo. Do I press return? All right, Scout of Hades, equipment, training mission. Oldest sociological laboratory in the solar system. Yeah, okay, that sounds great. Fantastic. An instructor will meet you, just follow his instructions. That's how it works. That's how instructors do. All right, another dog face. It's a bit rough. Okay. Really? Are we just... Okay, it's only that much text. That's fine. That's fine. Let's go. Let's go. Oh. God, what? Everyone's gonna be different, but I'm kind of sad where they went with this game, to be honest. However, that is bias with someone that saw it in its previous state. You may well come into this going, oh wow, it's like Zero Sievert or Tarkov or whatever. This is exactly what I want to play. But Jesus, look at this thing. I'll take that. Can I have this as well? But yeah, like again, I suppose the skeptic in me feels like maybe they weren't getting enough traffic or traction or attention with the previous build, and so they changed it and added more things. And I feel like that's, again, I don't want to jump to conclusions, but that's sort of what, oh my god, this guy's just writing walls of text still. That's sort of my issue with games that do that do like a fundamental rework. Now, yes, we've seen it work. Fortnite was a great example. But also, I suppose you could argue No Man's Sky, Cyberpunk 2.0 recently as well, right? But I feel like those reworks are a little bit more in earnest, and it's like in service of the customer. But when you're something in pre-release and you actually change a big component of your genre, it kind of feels like, are you doing that because that's your passion and what you really want the game to be? Or are you doing that because you're not getting enough wish lists and you're trying to work the market? I don't think it's unfair to be skeptical about this sort of stuff. However, you know, I could be totally full of shit and wrong, right? And this guy probably wants me to throw grenades and all. Oh my god, okay. Yep, ready to fire. Very good. Got it. Am I going to get to keep any of this crap? Probably not. Bah. Brah, brah, brah. The actual like mechanics of the gameplay is pretty solid. I quite like it. Bodybuilding increased. And you know, I could eat my words, but it could be totally changed for the better. I like how the walls get blown out. That was one of the things I kind of liked a lot about Quasimorph, because you go, and it's probably the same with this. Well, I don't know, but you go into like space stations and you could accidentally blow a hole through the hull and blow the ground out that your dude's standing on, and injuries are common. Yeah, so I believe Skull Project, so they finally changed the name of that. But it's got a health system, a more hardcore health system. It reminds me of Stone Shard. Stone Shard does it really well as well. Nothing wrong with taking inspiration from it. However, health monitor. Meniscus damage, -2 health per minute. Well, can I like not treat it from this screen? Is that not how it works? I've only got meat. So it basically will heal itself on its own. Here you go, right? But you can get all these meds. I guess we could eat this. You could eat raw meat, it's probably not good for your health. And then the auto dock, if it has charges. Yeah, so a lot of these mechanics are still held over from previous, but you can get rid of some serious injuries, right? There you go. Okay, right, so they've cleaned up the UI a bit, which is nice, and you can wrap that up as well. There we go. Regen. Working well. One of the things was, let me try and remember, because I'm comparing it to how it was to what it is. Oh my God, calm down with this writing. What was I going to say? The way that medical used to work was interesting because you could get infections and that, so you're trying to treat them, or your wounds could open up, so you'd like bandage a wound, but there was a chance that the bandage is essentially going to fail. It's going to pop off after a few turns. But for the longest time, they didn't actually have in the build showing that, telegraphing that, and I think they've updated it in this, if that mechanic's even still in it. Okay, if you say so. See you, mate. I'll take your cup of noodles. Shelter's very simple. Oh, hang on. And like, I mean, you never know, the developer might actually watch me. Occasionally that happens. But you see how I'm just skipping over all your text? This is probably what a lot of normie gamers do. Not because I don't like reading text-heavy games. I don't mind it. Rogue Warden's a good example because that's what the game is. That's what it's supposed to be. But how do I explain this? Use your words, Scarlett. There are explanations for game mechanics laced in with attempted in-world humor stuff. And I kind of hate blurring those lines, right? It's not very clean development. It's similar to, oh God, they're explaining how Quasimorph works, but what I was going to show you is menus, right? These are good menus because you got to remember a menu is breaking the fourth wall. This has nothing to do with the video game. This is an overlay, like your Steam overlay, that is to telegraph important information to me outside the purview or the restraints of the actual game itself. So I get shitty when they have like pixel art text and all that because they're trying to keep it thematically in the world, right? There are exceptions, like Dead Space is a great example, where they implement a lot of menu and UI design within the world really expertly, but it's like a 1% chance that you're going to nail it. So don't do it, developers. The reason I'm ranting about that, because they're not doing that here, but I have the same sentiment about tutorializing concepts being laced in with annoying walls of text at cheap crap humor, right? Just give me a pop-up explaining how the game works in dot points, concise, quick. You have to get this stuff across to the player as quick as you can because they're just going to refund your friggin' game and they're going to go across the street and buy from the opposition, right? Anyway, what they were probably explaining was this mechanic, which I believe still works from previous. And I think even if we just walk, it'll go up, right? So this, I can't mouse, so I'll hold here. But see how it says next phase on? Normally there will be a threshold. And once you hit that, it ups what is the chance of, what do they call it here? Eco-lapse chance. Which was that dude sort of just spontaneously combusting into this monster, this Quasimorph thing, right? Anyway, I know I'm being a little bit critical about the lack of brief writing. They just need to hire an editor, basically. But that's one of the cool things about this, is the longer you stay in raid or in a run or whatever, the more likely that these pedestrian enemies are going to combust and turn into actual real nightmare fuel shit. So, yeah, I think that's kind of cool. It's a bit of a doom timer, you know? Things created by man can be destroyed by man. Nah. See, I nearly read what you're going to say, but you had to open with that nonsense. Blaster prototype. Here you go, you can have my pistol. Though, I'm sure we're just tutorializing now. S to switch. So you want me, I think they want me to blow through the wall, right? No. How do I... There's a button to... Oh my god, look at this. Class button. There is a button to... Oh, there you go. It's shift. To free aim, which I figured out. So cool. Alright. I think we get it. Whatever. I want to play the actual game. Stock exchange? Oh my god. Okay, so there's a bit going on now. They've added... But again, I feel like the game was cleaner and tighter with its smaller scope. And I'm a huge fan of, yeah, you know, I'm not necessarily on the Starfield simp train of just put a billion mechanics into the game and let the player find their fun. No, give me a tight curated experience with a specific focus and we'll play that. Like Outer Wilds. Got to get that right. Yeah, Outer Wilds. Great game. But like very, very specific in its focus of what you want to do. More of a puzzle game. I don't know if I need a stock market in this game, guys. Anyway, how do I do a mission? What's this button? Tesla Can is taking interest in what's got... Okay, yeah. So they sort of tried to turn it into a bit of a pseudo open world thing, which may or may not stick. Not sure. Spacecraft, system map. Solar system map allows for quick navigation between planets. Oh yeah, that sounds pretty groovy. I'm near Earth now. I can go to Moon. Yes, but do I have missions? There's a 1 next to that. There's a 1 next to Earth. That's where I am. Okay, well, Pine Gap Training Center. Transit Terminal. Oh my god. I kind of just want to kill things. Can I please do that? So is this all just like cities? Oh no. Ugh, what have you done? So I need to pick a dude. I need to load him out. Okay, all my tutorial shit's gone. That's not great, game. That'll do. Visit station. Okay, this is cool. So that list of loot, what was that? Was that lootables on the station? Like, because it looked more like it was a shop. Since we conduct illegal activities, trade transactions between corporations are not available to us, but given our influence on the solar system, corporations are ready to barter with us. Different stations require different goods. So is this a combat situation? No. Oh no. What have they done? What have they done? So like, okay, so you want me to trade with these people? By now I could have done like 2 runs in the old version of the game. Alright, it was just a good roguelike. What is this? Cargo? That's my ship's cargo. Okay. Network center, transit terminal. Oh, alright, well shit. Is it spacecraft? Capacity of our mothership allows us to produce items directly on board. So we've got a production queue. Yeah, okay. Mercury's got a 2 next to it now. Oh, hang on, so we can see this sort of crap if we press. So what's that? That's red. So I click on Moon. Mining station. Yellow might mean... Yeah, it looks like it hasn't got anything for sale. Let's go there. Let's go to Mars. That's cool. Yeah, look, it's a tough one. Obviously, I'm not going in super fresh. There's I put a good many hours into the original version of this. So, you know, take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. Now, what happened here? These things changed? Right. Was the original one I was coming for... So I'm guessing all these areas are just sort of being under attack and I need to help them or something. Like, let's go to the shoe center. Alright, eliminate 80% of the defenders of shoe center. What does this say? Find and eliminate manager Sunlight Coven. Oh, okay, Francis is still going. 10 seconds left before landing. Clearing the station for capture is methodical work. Move slowly. As soon as the security guards or PMC realize the battle is lost, they will retreat. Enough to destroy 80% of combatants. Okay, sure. Yeah, it's now again, I might be alone on this, and I haven't played Tarkov in a long time, so I don't know what state it's in. But I played a bit of it back in the day, and it's one of those things that, like, if you could somehow clean up the inventory management, the downtime, the Tetris nonsense in between, I think just about everyone is going to thank you for it, right? I'm not saying you have to get rid of it entirely, because it's part of the gimmick of Tarkov, but I think people will always agree that the weakest part of Tarkov, right, not the reason that you're there, but the weakest part would be the inventory management ancillary downtime crap between runs, right? And what this game did was take something that's got some really cool, roguelike runs in it, and it's added all kind of the worst parts of Tarkov to it. And it's sort of like, I don't know what your play is, game. What is this? Trash. Anyway. Oh, look at this. Can I walk out into that? Okay. Anyway, like I said, if anything, it's something interesting to discuss, because it's not really something I come across very often, or ever. So yes, it's a bit of a unique perspective. This game in its new state could well be much more superior to what I'm familiar with. The combat's still fun as. I like this. It's a bit weird that you're not shooting back though. Should I be shooting these people? I mean, bugger it. Many weapons consume ammunition. Yep, that's true. I gotta reload. Oops. What happened there? I pressed S, so I've accidentally switched. What? Weapon reload? Why is it on a timer? Oh, because it takes that long to reload? Oh, okay, that's kind of cool. And I'm just bloody active shootering. Builder, industrial nail gun. Health, dead. Alright. Trash. Completely useless? Okay. Now, can you break these down? Disassemble. You can turn it into, like, cloth. I don't know, it must have got on the floor or something. Oh, here we go. That's what we want. That's what we want. What? Don't put that there. Oh, okay, so control click equips it. Okay. That'll do. Shift click, alt click. Shift right click. Wait, so I can only control click? I want to... Come on, control click should put it into the inventory and only auto equip if your inventory is empty. Why am I explaining this? People know this. Flash energy gun. Disassemble. Stack my cloth. There we go. There's this knife. Glory helmet. It's absolutely better than that one. Much of a muchness there. Water bottle. Oh yeah. There's this buckshot. I'll take that. Reload my nail gun. Jesus, look at this. Heavy machine gun. That sounds pretty cool. I'll take that. Vodka? Yes. Glass bottle, empty. Yeah, again, a little fiddly. So what is this? Sang bag. Regeneration. Oh yeah, I'll use that. Training increased. Well, that's good. Do any of these guys shoot back? Or am I just going in and mass killing everyone? That's a bit dark. Oh, look at these pants. I'll take them, please. So what is this? Hey. Oh yeah, right, it gives you more inventory down here. So yeah, that sort of stuff is still in the game and has been for a while. More. Are you gonna attack me? Holy shit. Yep. Alright. Scarlet's hurting. Splint. Okay, so let's have a look here. Torn ligament. Infection progress. Right, so we've talked about that. The use of... Yeah, this works better on certain... Stabilizes the wound. Ah. Heals fractures. Right. Heals pierce wounds. That's what we're looking for. So that's a fracture. And that's a fracture. A fractured stomach. Okay. Let's do that. Let's do that. See how that goes. Infection. Not much I can do about it just yet. Ooh! These robots have no inventory. Roger. Brown jeans. Oh, so that advances the Q-morphosis. Plus 50. Which is this down here, I think. Yeah, see, this will remove infection as well. Or did the infection... Oh, the infection either... Hang on, let's see. Yeah, see, so it needs to be retreated, but it looks like we didn't get infected, which is good. Okay. Class chip. God damn, it's opened up again. Production chips and mercenary consciousness chips justify the costs of using the shuttle. Find something like this on a mission, we can evacuate you as part of the standard procedure. Aha! So it's a high value item. Unlocks class tunnel rats. Alright, well maybe we should... And then we've got class stuff. Maybe we should extract... Yeah. What's this? Operation management? Oh, hang on. Get back to the ship. Yeah, that's what I thought. Mini-map? Okay. Can't keep it up, but that's okay. We can head back. Yeah, so look, there may well be a very solid, complex game in here, right? And unfortunately, Nature of the Beast, I don't have enough clock to really go down that rabbit hole, right? I'm just showcasing it, see if it piques your interest. I think agents successfully evacuated. I think it's probably fair to say, you know, I need to have some self-awareness that I have banged the drum that I am lamenting them trying to be some big game when I honestly think they had a perfectly cool, tight little roguelike experience before. I felt that the product that was presented seemed pretty close to complete, as far as a loop. And honestly, all of that DNA is still in here. All of that really cool, fun action loop and the looting is a bit fiddly, but I actually think it's a solid game underneath. So yeah, obviously I harped about my concerns about them kind of trying to turn it into some sort of more complex genre. However, who knows? Maybe this was the developer's intent all along, right? It all seems a little bit odd the way they rolled it out. But hey, if it ends up as a better project, a better product, the developer's happier with their work product. I mean, it could be as simple as they knocked over the core gameplay loop earlier than they thought that they might, and then said, bugger it, let's increase the scope, right? As opposed to scope creep, it might have just been intentional scope expansion on something that they'd fallen in love with. So there's a lot of reasons that it could have happened, and all I did was raise my skepticism. So it seems solid, but there's a lot there as well, right? So if you really want to go deep into the open world mechanics and the raiding and the trading at all the different stations and all that, that's obviously there, and that's quite interesting, but I don't really have enough time to cover all of that. So at the very least, this is my just brief overview, giving you an idea of what's in this game and see if you might be interested. But for the actual runs themselves, at least, the loop is very cool. It's still exactly what it was years ago when I first looked at it. So yeah. Anyway, I'm not walking back, but I guess I feel that I might have gone a little bit hard on this at the beginning. But yeah. Anyway, I don't want to waffle. This is pretty cool. It's going to be out in a week or whatever. Check out the demo on Steam and make your own judgment call, right? What would Scarlett know? He's a dickhead anyway. Just ignore me. I just play video games. Make your own judgment. Check out the demo. Yeah, might just leave it there for the time being. I'll catch you guys on the next one.